Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I bring you the spongiest Rasgulla recipe. If you follow this recipe to the E, you will get this spongy result each and every time, and that's guaranteed. That's exactly how Rasgulla should be. Once you press, it will release the water, but once you leave it, it will absorb it back. And I have mastered this recipe after a lot of trial and error because I love Rasgulla and I make them every month. So subscribe and click that bell icon to stay tuned for more recipes like this. Let's get started. Make a mixture of 3 tablespoons vinegar and 3 tablespoons water to curdle the milk. Meantime, boil 1 liter milk over medium heat. Try to use whole milk or pure cow's milk. I'm using whole milk. Stir often to avoid burning. While the milk is boiling, prepare a colander with cheesecloth or muslin cloth to drain the milk. The milk is starting to boil. Once it comes to rolling boil, I will turn off the heat and rest it for 30 seconds before adding in the vinegar solution. This recipe is very easy but tricky, so this is one of the tricks that you don't want to miss. Tip number 2. Do not add the vinegar solution at once. The reason is we want to gently curdle the milk, and also you may or may not need the whole solution. So I'm adding 1 tablespoon at a time until I see this greenish whey. Once you see the milk has curdled and separated from the whey, sieve immediately in the prepared colander. Do not delay. Wash with 1 cup of water to remove the extra tanginess. Try to move the curd like this so it doesn't dry in one place. Gather the clothes from around and tie it in a knot. Squeeze the water as much gently possible and hang it from a place to drain the water for 30 minutes to 1 hour depending on your type of milk. I have hung for 40 minutes. Make sure that your curd is not dry. There should be no whey, but the curd should be still moist. I took it off as soon as I saw there is no water coming off, and as you can see, the texture is crumbly but it's still moist inside. Just to show the consistency, if I press, it gets squeezed easily but it's still crumbly. Time to knead the curd. I'm using the ball of my palms to knead the curd, and I'm gently pressing it against the tray. I will not give any time limit as it totally depends on your speed of kneading, the type of milk you're using, and so many other factors. But I will definitely tell you guys some tips to understand how long you guys should knead and understand the perfect consistency for this sweet. First tip, the dough should form in a ball gently without pressing hard. Second tips, you want to take a little bit of the dough and roll it in between your palms to form a ball. If there is crack like this, that means the dough needs a little bit more kneading. So I'm going to knead my dough for a minute or 2 more. Third tip, when kneading, you will feel that your palm has become sticky. That means the curd has started releasing grease. Do not knead after this point or else the sweets will become rubbery. To make balls of same size, I have turned it into a cylinder and I will cut in equal parts. Usually 1 liter of milk yields 9 to 10 sweets, but if you want to make more, you can make small bite-sized sweets as well. Take 1 part and squeeze it gently in your palm for 3 to 4 times and roll it between your 2 palms until a uniform ball is built. There is no cracks, so this is perfect. I will keep making like this. Don't forget to squeeze, roll, and form into balls. Once done, I will cover with a cloth to make the sugar syrup or else it will become dry. In a pan over high heat, I have taken 5 cups of water and I'm adding 1 cup of sugar to make the sugar syrup. Stir until the sugar is dissolved. I will also add 2 parts of green cardamom for flavor. You can make sugar syrup beforehand. I'm making it now because I want my syrup to be thin. For thick sugar syrup, the sweet becomes double and then shrinks. Once the water starts boiling, add the sweets. Make sure the water keeps boiling throughout the cooking process, so I'm not going to tell you how much heat you should have, as the temperature varies for each stove. Cover with the lid and keep boiling for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, take off the lid and stir the syrup only without touching the sweet. Cover again for another 5 minutes. I will check the sweets on a 10 minutes mark to see if it's done. As you can see, the sweets have doubled in size. I will scoop up a sweet and put it in 1 cup of normal water. If it sinks, the sweet is done. If it floats, it still needs to be cooked. It's floating, so I will put it back in the pan and cook for another 10 minutes. Another essential tip: do not expose the sweets to open air for too long while cooking. So I'm covering it as soon as I'm opening. After total 20 minutes, I have turned off the heat and I will keep it covered for another minute before I open the lid. This step is important. Squeeze the sweet with a tongue and transfer to a bowl with ice water. The reason for this is the ice water will help keep it in shape and spongy. So leave it for 2 to 3 minutes max. Take off the sugar syrup from the oven and squeeze again the ice water and transfer it to the sugar syrup. Do not skip squeezing the water from in and out whenever you're transferring the sweets, but squeeze it gently, don't squeeze and break it. We will rest the sweets for 6 to 7 hours before we serve them. This will give the sweets enough time to absorb all the water and become juicy. Look at those deliciousness. Enjoy these delicious rasgullas anytime. Just make sure to follow the recipe to E. It's super easy but tricky, and you just need this recipe to make the perfect rasgullas every time. Like this video, share with your family and friends, and comment below how it turned out for you, or if you have any question regarding this recipe. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon. See you twice a week with new recipes. Stay safe.